You guys, what's up? Happy weekend to you all. Hope you're doing good. Hope you all had a wonderful week before. Today, I'm gonna talk about a game that I played recently, or I would say played last month, to be precise. So the game that I'm gonna talk about is Nobody Wants to Die. And it's a game that some people like it, some people really hate it because it's too short of a game. The story is kind of unexplained, especially for the first run. I did the first run in 6.3 hours. There's some glitches and stuff like that while using the device, the time travel kind of device. It's a sci-fi game and it was a pretty interesting sci-fi game. People used to call it the Sherlock Holmes of 2099. Well, technically it's not 2099, it's something 3000 or something like that. Like it's very, very into the future. It kind of has that noir future kind of vibe where how you would have seen the future back in 1980s kind of stuff, where you can see some of the technology that is really, really old, like the televisions and stuff like that. They are futuristic, where they come out of different places in the house, but it has kind of like a retro future vibe to it, like where how you used to see futures back in I used to see Future back in 2000, sorry, in the early 1980s or 1990s. Like, you will understand, like, it's a future, but it's not exactly future. There is some technologies that look primitive, but yeah, anyways, not too much yapping. So, as said in the title, it was fun until it ended, or it was fun until it lasted, I would say, because it is an exciting game and you get hooked into the game. You're already 4.5 hours or 6 hour 4 and 5 hours into the game, and suddenly you realize, oh shit, this is the final chapter, this is how the game ends. Because when you're getting engrossed, you're getting more details about the story, and suddenly the game abruptly ends, like without like when the game gets actually start getting interesting, it just ends. Like, I feel like 6.3 hours for a mystery based game is too short of a game, even for a first run. At least should have gone for 10 hours, because like even like let me check actually how much did Hercule game go. Murder on the Oriental Express, the one that I played pretty recently. Murder on the Oriental Express was 14.9 hours, and Death on the Nile was 23.8 hours. So comparing these two games which I've played, which are also detective games. This felt little bit short in comparison to these two games, and I don't remember how long did I take uh to beat like the Sherlock Holmes games. Let me quickly check it out. How many hours did I take to beat the Sherlock Holmes games? The chapter one. Steam is a bit slow today. God damn. I think it was at least 10 hours in my opinion. I think it was at least 10 hours or more than 10 hours. But my point being, like, it was too short, and it just ended too soon for me. I feel like I wanted to explore more. Yeah, it took me 30 hours because I'm a slow poke. Not 30 hours, sorry. Uh, 13 hours for doing the first run, and replaying it, doing some extras. It took me total of 30 hours. Yeah. So, yeah, 30-ish hours. So, yeah, I'm just saying that. Yeah, even Sherlock Holmes, that was literally chapter one, and it took me like 13 to 15 hours to complete the main story and then replay the game. So, yeah, I feel like it was too short for me, and it abruptly ended when, like, it told one part of the story. Obviously, there are multiple choices in the game, and if we play all the scenarios, you might get to unravel more story. But I feel like even for one run, it should have made, like, comparing that it takes 26 GB, it should have been a little bit more. in my opinion. But it is what it is. It just ended, and I really want them to make us, at least if they want to continue the story, they should make us a sequel or something. Because I feel like even if they reveal a lot of stuff, I think that it should be more. Because if I check, as I've mentioned, you can go and check on how long game to beat, howlongtobeat.com, where you can check the thing, and it says the completionist takes 8.5 hours to complete the game, which is still short of any mystery game that I've played. Let me check Detective Dodson. How much did I take? It's an Indian game, by the way. Detective Dodson takes 6 hours, and it's an indie, smallish game, man. It doesn't build too much on the story. It's just you trying to find your father's culprit. So it's 6 hours in the game, main plus style, and it's like a pixelated, smallish game. But this sci-fi thing has a lot of things going on. This humans being controlled by corporates and all that stuff, and the story really builds up really cool, but it just loses me in the middle of that. So that's kind of disappointing, and I feel like it's still worth playing for a lot of people, although it leaves you at a cliffhanger. But the journey is really interesting. The journey is something that I want to go through. Yeah, as I was saying and giving you middle information, let me give you a brief about the story. There's this detective, and he's living in the year 2020, 23, 29, and he and other people who have money can be kind of immortal. They can transfer from one body to another, so they transfer their consciousness, and people who don't have money to pay for immortality get that body dumped, and these are the bodies that people get transferred into consciousness. So if a cheapskate and you're like him, he worked in the police and didn't have the money to pay for a new body, the police pays for the new body, and definitely the body is cheap. So it could be a person who was going through a disease or maybe having mental issues, and that you will be facing too. And he was facing issues with convergence of memories, like the person's memories with his memories, and it was getting like chaotic. So that's the reason he is getting this seizure attacks or whatever attacks. I forgot what was that attack called, that kind of thing called, when he gets those memory convergence problems or whatever, like synchronization problems. So that's that. So the story really builds up after 3 hours. Like it really builds up, and it disappoints me that it ends pretty quickly. But nonetheless, this 5 hours journey is still good, still interesting for me. And I'm gonna replay this game probably to understand if choosing other options gave me other information about the story, or at least there's a conclusion to the story, because I think I got the bad ending. So that's that. Not want to spoil too much about this game, and hope you all try this game as well, because most of you have this game if you have claimed it from the Epic Games Store. Epic Games to give this game for free, so you'll have an opportunity to experience this game and try this game. Nobody Wants to Die is my recommendation for y'all to try. Although I've made this disclaimer already that it is kind of cuts abruptly, at least for me, that like I got the bad ending. Hopefully you all can get a good conclusion for it, and let me know in the comment section below, or you have already tried this game, and give me your opinion about that in the comment section. Anything, any information is highly appreciated. Hope you all have a nice weekend. Take care, stay safe, and peace out.